My dynamic and creative Aquarius. To save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences for the week. And as always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card so you not only receive your message, but you start to build your own intuitive relationship with the cards. Because that's what this channel is all about, using tarot for our betterment and our benefit. And your benefit this week is just to step back from the intellect and the defensive nature that you've had, rightly so, for the last couple of years. But now it's all about leading with the heart. In the first card placements, in the significator placement, the general gist of the overall reading in the 10 card spread is the King of Cups. And that's our indicator, my Aquarius friends. Even though you rule the intellect and our thoughts, it's all about the heart. You've been on guard for so long, having a whole lot of battles, justifying who you are, how you want to live, how you want to love, how you want to just work even too. It's all been the whole kit and caboodle. Then it's been an upheaval in a lot of different ways, a lot of friction and a lot of conflict that has been in the domain of your identity. You've been justifying your points of views while I'm trying to understand your points of views, and most importantly, understand who you are deep down to your core in your ethics, your character, your integrity. It doesn't matter whether we tripped and fall during this journey or not. It's all a matter of whether we got to stand up and approach life in a different way. And that's what you've been doing so hard, working so hard to have that dynamic. And it gets to really pay off this week in the King. The King of Cups is not concerned. He's the royal suit of the area of the heart, love, emotional flow, our intuition, dream world, which has been being enhanced in you as well, even though you rule the domain of intellect, the swords in tarot. But it's all about you and your heart and your spirit. This guy is not concerned with the material world. He lives in the material world. That's that lush landscape that he's sitting in, but he's always connected to the universal flow of heart, emotional energy, insight, and clarity from God and the universe. That's all under the domain of that water when we see it in tarot. See, and also to the hills in the background, nothing's a big deal to this guy. He knows there's always a solution to be found if we take that quiet moment to connect. And that's what this kind of week is about for you. I want you to take that quiet moment to connect with you and put down the swords. There has been so much justifying of who you are and having to defend that, but this week gives a new way and a new direction, and I really kind of want you to stand in that sunlight because you so well deserve it. And what's interesting here, to give me the first kind of like insight myself, to see how you're like on guard. The crossing card in that second card position, which is not allowing the King to fully manifest in his whole loving self in his confident way. He's unconditional, he's gratefulness, he's compassion, but he also lives again in this real world. He knows how to balance both, right? The kind of water flow along with the intellect, intuition, as well as logic, right? Intelligence with the heart. That's the King. He's got it all there. And that's kind of like you when we want to go, all of us need to go for the King, but especially what you've been learning over the last couple of years is to really honor and respect that authority of the heart and the spirit, because that's paramount. It's not about the whole outside world and our intelligence or how much we make or how our job title is or our relationship, all that other kind of razzmatazzy that gives a false facade. You've been learning that that's not the case. And I'll also say this, because the King is the royal suits. A lot of people stick that with the person. If there's someone that's coming back into your life that you feel like you need to be defensive with, or you're like putting up walls or staying in that non-vulnerable state, the King says no fear here. He's unconditional. He's confident in who he is in his heart and his spirit. That's what makes him powerful, all right? So that's what I want you to reflect, because that crossing card, the 9 of Wands, Wands is our creative energy. 9 is ending up the journey up to the 10 and the pit numbers of the minor arcana, right? And the 9 is where we've achieved an idea in the real world, and the ups and downs, the highs and lows that goes with that journey. But by the time we reach the 9, we're tired. We're really beat. We're ready to get into safe harbor. Even though all our wands are aflame, it's like, it's just wanting to have a safety. I don't want to stir up those rough seas again, because I'm ready to get into safe harbor and get my feet back onto the ground again. And it can make us reluctant to trust the heart, right? Because we're kind of like have our wands up, our swords up, and it's like I'm in a protective, defensive state, and that's natural. I get it, Aquarius, because it's been like that for a long time, but it's blocking your ability to believe in the king. And also, too, I'll say this: in the third card position is the top of the matter in the 10-card spread, and the God's way to navigate it. The Six of Cups. Six is a celebratory state, a pause state in the area of the minor arcana and numerology to say, hey, good job here, Aquarius. Look how far you've come in the journey of the heart. Your emotional flow, getting that kicked into again, getting in touch with your intuition, maybe your psychic ability and your dreamscape. That would be, again, a reflection of you're on your way to getting to the king. But the bummer part of the Six of Cups is nostalgia. We could get caught up in like looking back and like, oh, I wish it was like this, or it's something maybe happened in the back that's triggering that kind of like stance of the wands and the swords in front of you in that defensive posture, right? And so whatever that is, only look at the good stuff that came from the past, pack those into a nice little box and put them in the memory area. But the other stuff, including trauma, I don't mean to be disrespectful or undermining that, but it's time for that to be packed away to God in the universe. You don't need to defend that, or you don't need to feel like you're being triggered in any way. It's time for really taking a strong stance in the royal person of who you are in the King of Cups, believing that inner kind of heart and spirit comes from within you. And again, it's what makes a king really attractive. It's not the way he looks, it's that kind of vibration of love energy that makes it everyone want to kind of like be around him, because it's a beautiful thing. He's confident in that domain. So let's not linger. And again, I'll also say this: if there's someone coming in your past that's, you have to make decisions, or you want to be forgiving and loving, or you want that forgiveness in return, be open to that. Don't close any doors, because the king is the whole kit and caboodle on the heart. He's going to look at every aspect and every perspective, other viewpoints, not just yours. Okay, so open your heart here. Let's make sure that we're sticking in the past in any way, shape, or form with the Six of Cups, or feeling like I have to get into defensive nature because of those experiences. All right. And the reason why I'm saying this, I'm going to pop around a little bit, because in the seventh card position is a direct extension of the king here. The seventh card position is the way that we're feeling about ourselves. And the Five of Wands is good luck in the area of tarot numerology. But in tarot, there's always a conflict or some to get over to get to the good luck. And here, and it's our creative energy again, just like the Nine of Wands. And the Five of Wands is, like, you'll see it in the Rider-Waite deck, or even here, it's overcoming our dragons of being insecure, fear, and anxiety, and doubtful. So that's undermining the king here, because you want to have a kingly composure, but your inside is fighting. And I'll also say this is why it triggers. In the Rider-Waite, it has actually 5 people, one you holding one sword and 5 other people coming at you, but they're all your wands, rather, not the swords. They're all your ideas that you collectively, it's like trying to herd cats, because everyone's got a point of view, everyone's got an ego, everyone wants their point of perspective to be honored. I need to be in charge this, or I'm going to have you on the defensive because of that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of Aquarius have been going through that over the last couple of years, but that aspect is leaving you. I just think that something is triggering you, almost kind of like a PTSD, and that's absolutely normal and understandable as well. But that way that we get to the good luck in the Five of Wands is we got to overcome that kind of thinking. Be the leader here, be the leader in yourself. And let's say if you're having that experience in the outside world, where people are coming at you and wanting their perspective, or there to be the point of view that takes the lead with the heart. Look at their perspective, because that's part of the domain of the king. He's going to be able to lift himself above and not have ego pride in his decision making of the heart. What's best for the team, but more importantly, what's best for you, because a lot of times the Five of Wands is we're allowing those thoughts or challenges or arguments from the past, or even in the present day, to distract us from our creativity and our productivity, right? We could get caught, oh, Mary said this and blah, 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 or Joe said that about him. You know what I mean? It's the stupidest stuff when you really kind of step away. If any kind of negativity is playing with your mindset that's bringing you down in that ego pride way, look at it. Say, is that ego pride, or do I really need to engage myself in this conversation? And remember, silence is his own authority. But more importantly, it's all about putting him down the defensive nature and living in a vulnerable way, because that's a king. He's not scared to be vulnerable. He's not scared to be open and loving, right? And that's what I need from you, Aquarius. Again, you need to learn this because you rule the intellect. It's always going to be a harder thing to open up that heart and let it be vulnerable, especially if you're feeling like you're being attacked in the area of your intellect or your identity, right? Especially to the ancient tarot. But that's so say the king, that's why he's appearing to say, no, I overcome that even as well too. And what's so cool here is you have a platform to build upon here, because in the base of the matter in the fourth card position is the gut feeling, I like to say. It's the base of the matter in the 10 card spread. And we have here the 3 of Pentacles, a celebratory state, just like the 6 for you in the area of the material. A lot of people just keep it in tarot to work and health and community and money. But after doing it for so long, in Aquarius and all our signs, we all do it because of the people. Maybe some of us, I'm an earth sign, so some of us definitely would do it for the accolades and other things that might just be the material attachment. But the 3 of Pentacles is that kind of material reality for you and your ideas, whether it's home, family, relationship to me, as well as career and money and health and community. So wherever that is kind of like you've been making a strong foothold in a new direction, that's the 3. It's an acknowledgement from the outside world as well as God in the universe that you've got it going on. You've got skill sets and tool sets that are really valuable in the material world. You could bring any kind of refresh, rejuvenation, excitement, enthusiasm to any kind of scenario. And that's a beautiful thing because you know that at your base. So I want you to buy into that vibe along with the king, because that kind of combo really will break down any negative thinking or any even kind of like if anyone else is trying to be a bummer to your party. So just don't buy into it, right? Just like the drag queens, put up your hand and say no, right? And I really need you to believe in yourself here. We get validation further, and probably why you're having that base feeling in the 5th card position is what's leaving our lives is the 3 of Wands, another celebratory state, a pat on the back, Aquarius, to say good job here in the area of the creative. I take an idea and I make it a material reality. I got real legs about me. See that person giving money and praise to you. You're holding the wands. So that's another reflection sitting so close to the 5 of Wands. Remember, at the end of the day, they're your wands. So herd those cats. Get that ego pride out of the conversation. Don't justify. Don't get into conflict or frustration. Because a lot of times, too, when people see you opening up your heart, you're trying to lead with kindness and compassion and gratefulness, because they get angry at that, and they might come at you as well like that. So don't buy into it. You've already been there, done that. So let's not go backwards again. Maybe that's why that 6 of Cups is their reflection there, is we've already learned some lessons out of that experience and we're much wiser now. So let's not play in that kind of playground anymore. You've moved out of the kind of the sandlot. You're moving into the big leagues now, okay? So this is where I want you to play. That's where the king is. He's in the big leagues, right? And that's why, again, sitting there with that 5 of Wands, don't play in that kind of playground. It's destructive. And that's the whole point of it. To get to the good luck is to settle that kind of thinking. And what's nice here too is not only the 3 of Wands that you have that kind of inner wherewithal from the outside world. That's probably why it's turning into you to say, I can do anything, which you can. The 6 of Cups now, the 6 card placement is what's happening now. And the 7 of Cups, which is our heart, emotional flow, the domain of the king here, intuition, psychic ability, see those calm seas. You've mastered that emotional upheaval, chaos that has been happening so long for Aquarius, especially in the area of your identity, your thoughts, your intelligence, everything. So that's why you've been on the defensive. And now the 7 comes along and says, what do you now want? Okay. What direction? Contemplation, meditation, out of that truth. That's the 7. It's the truth seeker in numerology and tarot. What do you want to do? That's Aphrodite in my deck, offering you all those cups of abundancy and potential. What do you want? So let's not linger in the past. Let's learn from the lesson, take the hammer memories and the kind of identity builders of the respect and authority that we've got from other people where we didn't get it as well. We leave that behind and we move in a new direction with the inner confidence that can't be shaken because it's the king. All right. So what do you want, Aquarius? Where do you want to go? That's a contemplation meditation that you're having right now. And I'm loving it because it's all based on your heart and you're really grooving. It gives me a sign that you're really buying into the heart. So let's keep going. So this is just a distraction, like I said, of self. We're feeling like we're being distracted by people and other situations. And again, maybe it's past stuff too that's plaguing you. Let's not buy into it. Let's change the narrative, the dialogue in your mindset. The only one that controls those thoughts and that thinking is you. And you, again, you rule it. And I'll say this too, because in the 8th card position, I really need to stress it, is how other people view you. The 6 of Swords, again, another celebratory state, but just like the 6 of Cups, it doesn't really feel celebratory because the swords again are the domain of our intelligence, our thoughts, our intellect, how we express that. But to the ancient tarot, it was all about our identity, especially breaking the archetypical or stereotypical way you have to be in society, with family, with friends. It's all about breaking that. And you've been doing you, and you've had a lot of friction, conflict in that kind of journey of the swords, because it's not the easy stuff that gets us to know our inner selves, our identity, our integrity, ethics, and character is also the kind of journey of the swords. And you've done a good job. That means that all your swords are in a place, that reflection of those rough seas there leaving you. We're getting into calm water, all that upheaval as well. And that throws Aquarius off, rather. It throws you guys off in a way that, because you're not the water sign, you're the air sign, you're thinking in the area of the domain of all that. And it's like that's been the whole point of everything, of that upheaval like that. It's all meant to get you into a place that feels balanced, of using the intellect with the heart, okay? And that's where really the heart needs to take over right now. That needs more of the kind of respect and authority, because that's what's going to lead you forward, okay? Because the thing of the 6 of Swords, and other people look at you, they see you as stoic and pragmatic and practical and a real warrior and victorious in this way. But also too, we could feel like we're still on guard. I often use like the boxer in the ring. It's like, who's next? There's nobody in the ring with you. There's nobody in the Coliseum. There's nobody in the parking lot. Nobody, anybody. So it's all in, again, our thinking is the way of the domain of the swords. It's our thoughts. So just make sure you're not putting up the swords to the outside world, because the king wants to connect emotionally with other people. And if you're looking to bring love in your life in any way, shape, or form, or reconnection to those people that you might miss, right, in the best positive way, that's not going to be helpful. It builds a wall of those swords. So let's get rid of that attitude or thinking, and let's just be smile on our face, a kind word on our lips, even if we have to fake it to and make it, because the king wants to be heard. All right. So in the 9th card position, our hopes and fears, here's another reflection of new starts, new directions. The 8 is the refresh, rejuvenation, restart in the area of numerology and tarot. And Pentacles, again, the area of the practicality in the material world. But see this guy? He's got those strong structures of abundancy around him. He's got the rich landscape of all our potential for tomorrow's harvest. We've got those gold coins at our feet, so I know that I can make money with my talent and my skill sets. And the 8 is a new refresh, rejuvenation. So don't be afraid of this. Again, it's in our hopes and fears placement in that 9th card, right? That duality there. We can't be afraid of a refresh, because it's coming anyway, because we're ending up in the minor arcana, the pick cards, to the 8, we're getting to the number 10. So in that journey here, again, a family, home, relationship, money, career, your health, your thinking, your outside kind of razzmatazz to the outside world, it all needs a refresh, rejuvenation, and excitement and enthusiasm, which I guarantee has been lacking for so long, has been stirring in you lately. And the guy that heralds all that, leads the way, is the king. So let the king in. It'll be easy to find the refresh, because you're trying to find the refresh in past kind of exercises, and that's not the way to do it. It's a whole new landscape of heart and water and energy and love and compassion and gratefulness and happiness and joy. Let's go greet it, okay? Because you're done anyway. You're over with the old way. I can see it in the outcome card in the 10th card position. Oh, 10, 10. 10 of Swords. So here we're ending up definitely in the minor arcana pick card number. We're ending that journey of your identity. All your swords are there. All the Furies in my mythology deck is those negative thoughts that plague us along the way, right? That make us feel doubtful and insecure and anxiety with it. That's part of it, right? We don't know ourselves unless we're kind of encountered those Furies, those negative thoughts. We are the ones that have to overcome that. And that's what the 10 Swords says. They see those mountaintops. It's also a reflection in tarot of the higher consciousness, the higher perspective that you are reaching, you are climbing for, you were trying to understand, better understanding, right? What is going on, not only in relationship to myself, but to the outside world for people and situations. That new day is dawning. It's dawning on you, but you're on flat land here. But also too, in the Rider-Waite in my deck, you see those kind of muddy ground, even though it holds those swords in place. It's a reflection of the emotional upheaval, that water that hit into the dirt. You thought you had solid footing in the intellect, right? That would be enough for you. No. You need to learn heart and spirit, and that's been the part of the journey for the swords for you. But here's God in the universe, justice, fairness. So don't worry about revenge for anybody else that kind of plucked your nerve or even doing it now in that Five of Wands, okay? God's got that. The universe has got that. So you just take your rest, and more importantly, get into contact with your heart and spirit so that King could come and just enjoy this time, just enjoy this week to get reaffirmed to who you are, get into that meditative state so God can get that insight, clarity, and that refresh to you, because that's where it all starts. And I'm going to stick it with it, because in the bonus card is the Hangman, a major arcana card. And when we have a major arcana card, it's a life lesson. It's the only one in the 11 cards here. And the Hangman is really, he used to really frustrate me because it means hanging in time. And I hated doing that as a Taurus. I didn't want to wait. But then I realized as I got older and more experienced with the cards and so on, and my own life experiences with the relationship to the cards, I realized the Hangman, I couldn't even have another thought, never mind another action when he appeared. I needed that rest. I needed to let go and let God and the universe get in there to do their work, right? That's the Hangman. I'm hanging upside down. It looks kind of disturbing, but it's a voluntary sacrifice of waiting in time. And the hanging upside down is to give us a new perspective, right? And that's what's needed here. I need to look at things differently because I know a new day is dawning with me. I know I'm stirring in different ways. I know my heart and my spirit is starting to emerge in a really beautiful way. And I know that I could put down that swords of defensiveness, right? And I know that God in the universe is kind of like Dorothy in the Yellow Brick Road, going to lay out that yellow brick road right before you. And then before you know it, you're going to be picking up the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Lion, and on your way to Oz. That's what this reading is all about. It's all about you, but I just need you to lead with the heart. Trust, don't get antsy-pantsy with the Hangman because we're trying to overthink things. We get a little overwhelmed. That's when that insecurity, fear, and our defensive nature and our ego pride and blah, 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 anger, rage, everything gets stirred up, okay? So just step back this week. Don't do anything in the heavy-duty thinking other than when it's come to positiveness, emotional, and kind of spiritual, supporting their dialogue and connecting with God. That's the only thing you could need to do because there's some insight and clarity and some serious direction that comes out of it as well. Okay, you got this, Aquarius. Trust it. So you just got it. That's all I have to say. So thank you for watching. I really so appreciate it. I thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you everyone that subscribed so well. Thank you so much. It's been cool to grow the channel. It's been so nice. I've been so much feedback. And if you haven't subscribed, if you like the content, if you would consider so, I'm just going to keep saying it because everyone's telling me I need to stress that because we want to spread the word of good news of tarot. Pull your own cards, you guys. That's the best way to get that relationship going, to have that experience out of it. And even there's tons of sites that say pull a free card, and I'm almost finished with the minor arcana. If you're, the major arcana on the channel, if you're looking for insights and the individual cards when you're pulling them, I'm going to be doing all 78. And so that's where it is. So have a good day, you guys, or have a good week, more importantly.